Hello, good evening, and welcome to Molineux tonight. The game returns with some European action. We were going to bring you the FA Cup tie, but we thought we'd bring the coverage back a day earlier, as I'm in a very good state to do so. And thank you for all your kind messages on the video, explaining when I explained why I wasn't doing any commentaries for a couple of weeks. It really was I really do appreciate all the nice comments that I've had over the last couple of weeks. And I'm glad that I'm able to be in a position again to bring you live commentary of tonight's Europa League action. We'll also be across Europe, of course, with Manchester United and Rangers in action as well. And we'll keep a touch on the game between Braga and Besiktas, the other two teams in Group G, or Group K, I should say. Well, the Bratislava fans have been good. It's a night for hats. It's a night for scarves. And Wolves, who have won their last two European games when we covered them last against Braga, with Russ Vernon in the commentary box that night. Well, it's me in the commentary box tonight, and I'm really looking forward to this one. And of course, we'll keep you up to date with Manchester United's game, and of course, Rangers in action here as well at Ibrox tonight. And of course, we'll keep you across all the European action for you. Arsenal, of course, drew 1-1 last night in the Europa League, which was put back to Wednesday night because of policing issues in Portugal, I believe, against Victoria. And of course, there's a few people wanting Umar Emery out as well after that draw last night. There's a tremendous atmosphere, there always is, and I have to say that it's nice to be back inside a commentary box commentating again. It's been a while, but it's worth the wait to come back, and hopefully you enjoy this one tonight. We've got for you from Molineux. Wolves really having a good adventure after a shaky start in that first game, you may remember, against Braga. But this really is a tough one to call because, remember, Wolves came back. They've won actually their last two in Europa League, both away from home. So this is a real test of their capabilities, really, and to see how they really progress. And we'll bring you the two lineups. In fact, I have the two lineups in front of me on my person, written on a piece of paper, my commentary notes. Let me give you the Wolves team first of all. They start with Rui Patricio in goal, then it's Dendoncker, Connor Cody, Young Kilman, number 49, Doherty, Ruben Neves, João Moutinho, Vigari, Jimenez, Traore and Neto are the 11 for Wolves. On the bench for Wolverhampton Wanderers, we've got Valero, Elliot Bennett, Crotone, Johnny Castro-Otto, John Ruddy, who's the backup goalkeeper, of course, Perry and Saiss, the striker. Let's look at Slovan Bratislava, managed, of course, by Martin Slovenia from Slovakia, of course. Let's have a look at how they line up. Grief is in goal for them. Then Mediev, Albrena, Bozievkov, and Maraki. Then Bacic, De Camps, De Silva, Ibrahim, Dragic and Sporara. On the bench for Bratislava tonight, Lubicic, Daniel, Tchaikovsky, Villar, Holman, Sulla and Tchaikovsky. And the referee tonight comes from Holland, and that's Ben Newish. So there are the officials. We'll give you a full rundown of the sides as soon as the teams emerge from the tunnel, which is going to be in something around 3 minutes from now. Kick off at 8 o'clock here on the JB Claret YouTube channel. And we've got Santiago Vasquez. If you can give me that in English, I'll be able to read it out. And of course, if you can speak English or translate it for me, I'll be able to read it out and give you a shout out as well. This is a live commentary stream, an audio commentary stream. No, there's not going to be no match footage. I just want to warn you guys in advance that there's not going to be no match action being shown on the thing, just commentary of the game. It's a radio commentary, if you like. Well, I've been away for 2 weeks, and I have to say I've been itching to get back in the com box. We are now as Wolves just seconds away from entering the stadium here at Molineux. Grand old ground, of course. Last hosted European football all the way back in 1980, and we've got a result, in fact. Lazio 1, Celtic 2. What a result for Lazio, for the Celtic there. They've done the double over Lazio and have given themselves a great chance. We've got Manchester United against Partizan. That's happening at Old Trafford. We'll keep you up to date with that one. Porto and Rangers tonight, and again we'll keep you across that one as well. Steven Gerrard's men in action tonight, and of course Borussia Mönchengladbach take on Roma. That's as well. That's going to be we'll get updates from all the games that are taking place. But that is a great result for Celtic. 2-1 winners against Lazio there, and that really is, and in the Olympico as well. I mean, to beat them at Celtic Park 2 weeks ago was one thing, but to do it in Rome, that's fantastic news for them. Well, the teams are in the tunnel here at Molineux. Wolves, if they can win tonight, remember they're second in the group behind Braga by a point. Braga in fact play Besiktas in the other game, and again we'll let you know how that has panned out as well. Most of Wolves' goals, in fact, this season in the league and Europa League have come in the second half. 15 goals have come in the second half of games compared to 2 in the first half in all their competitive Premier League and Champions Europa League games. That's not excluding the Carabao Cup, which they actually lost 2-1 at Aston Villa last week. As the teams come out to the tunnel here at Molineux, maybe going out the Carabao last week might help Wolves in a way, because their league form has absolutely improved. There's no question they had a sticky start at the start of the season as the teams come out here, and it's a round jam-packed Molineux tonight. The fans are so enthusiastic about this here in these parts in the Black Country. It's unbelievable. They are up for it on a cold sort of winter's night now, as we're going into winter time. This really is now make or break time. 3 games left. This is game number 4 of a 6, and 2 of them to come tonight. And Wolves have got 2 at home, 1 tonight, and then 1 against Besiktas here at the end of that as well. And the atmosphere now building to a crescendo here at Molineux. Well, we're sitting here. It's a privilege to bring you this game here from Molineux. It is a real privilege, and I for one is looking forward to this one tonight. I really do hope we have a cracking atmosphere and a cracking game to boot. And I think we've got ourselves the makings of a fantastic match here at Molineux tonight. So let me give you the 2 lineups. So let me give you that Wolves team again. Patricio, Doherty, Neto, Neves. In fact, I'll give you the formations, and we'll run through it from there on in. Because let me give you the formations then. So it's Patricio in goal, Kilman, Cody and Dendoncker are the back 3. Rigari, Martinho, Neves and Doherty on the midfield 4, and then it's Neto, Jimenez the central striker, and Traore up front. Rigari will play on the left as well, and the referee comes from Holland. Baz Nechuis, Johan Boda and David Gulzens are the 2 assistant referees. I'm just conducting the coin toss down below me at this vast Molineux stadium. So let's look at the Slovan Bratislava lineup. Of course, I'll run through the subs a little bit later on. Dominic Grief is their goalkeeper, of course. 2 on yellow cards to Camps and Ibrahim. So let's see how they line up. Jan Kozak, in fact, is the manager. So it's Grief in goal, DeMarco, Boskov, Abina and Mediev are the back 4. Then it's Dragic, De Camps, Ibrahim. Those 2 players on yellow cards, remember. Baric, Retiao and Sapora are up front. And the substitutes: Ruddy, Valero, Bennett, Catroni, Johnny, Perry, Taylor Perry and Roman Seiss. For Jan Kozak's team: Sulla, Trigowski, 2 goalkeepers, Lepčić, Daniel, Holman, Sulla and Trigowski. The referee tonight, as I said, is from Holland, and we're all set to go. live here on the JB Claret YouTube channel. Can Wolves win again? Take them to 9 points. Remember, it's second against third in the group. This is a big moment in the group now. If Wolves can win, it would take them on the brink of qualification and the last 32. And of course, playing European football in the second half of the season is a money spinner for any club. As we get underway, Slovan Bratislava in the white shirts that kick off. And what an atmosphere. And Wolves know if they can get a win here tonight, it would really give them a real shot in the arm. So here we go then. Wolves in the old gold, of course, as they try to work something here, and the long ball forward, and it's Bratislava on the attack. So let me give you some full time scores. AZ Alkmaar 0, 5-0 winners against Astana. Seville won 5-2, and let's see what happened. Is there been any other? Well, Braga and Besiktas kick off as well at the same time. So any change in the scorelines in those games? I mean, if Besiktas were to win there against Braga, then Wolves have got a real chance if they can win tonight. As the long ball comes forward from Kilman, a long ball forward, and the ball hooked away this time. And there's going to be a cracking atmosphere. There's no two ways about this as Patricio comes off limits to get the ball. There's always an atmosphere here at Molineux. It's a wonderful venue for football, as it always has been down the years, as Kilman gets his first touch. Oh, it's Connor Cody now gets the ball down the line. Again, looking for the run of Jimenez that time, but it was well cut out. 2 minutes gone, and a shout out. Says Chris Whiteman. Hopefully we'll get him back for the games. Don't forget Dulwich Hamlet against Carlisle to come tomorrow night in the FA Cup first round. Live commentary on that game here on the JB Claret YouTube channel. Again, 7:50 we kick off on that one. And we'll be on the air around about 20 to 8 tomorrow evening, Friday night football, live here on the JB Claret YouTube channel. Cup tie action, of course, from the first round proper of the Emirates FA Cup. Meanwhile, in the Europa League, here's a chance now for Bigari. Bigari goes, Bigari's had a chance in the 6-yard area, but it was Neto who just flipped it over from 6 yards. It was a really good move. Bigari behind it all. It's a really good run down the right-hand channel. Wolves really getting some joy down that right-hand channel, as I say, and Bigari at the heart of it there. The ball pulled back, and in the end, the finish just lacked a little bit of a finish in the end. Lacked a little bit of finesse in the end, or a bit of accuracy maybe, and behind over it went for a goal kick. Just having 1 or 2 issues, but hopefully we'll get those sorted out. So 0-0 is the score, and here is the goal kick to be taken by Garif, the Slovan goalkeeper. Free clearance, going 3/4 of the way down the field. Being battled in the centre of the midfield area. Ball flicked over the top. This is number 10, Ibrahim, a player that Wolves maybe will need to watch. Remember, Santo playing with a back three tonight, so this is a real opportunity for his side to really make headway in this competition. Jan Kozak is the coach, not Martin Cervello as I thought it was. Jan Kozak is actually the manager now of the side. So this really is an opportunity. Really, it is a big game. United, of course, 33rd year since the appointment of Sir Alex Ferguson, 6th of November 1986. Of course, he was appointed, as Chris quite rightly points out. Took over, of course, from Big Ron Atkinson, who's also a bit of a coach legend in these parts, managing teams like Villa and Coventry and one or two others. The ball back now with Grief to get it away down towards the left hand side. There's a bit of space here now for the Slovan Bratislava side as the ball is played in there. Nice little back heel. There might be a chance here as Dragic now gets the ball on the right hand channel. And good play again. And it's Mediev now tangling there with the defender. And it's going to be, I think it's a corner. Vigari is the man involved. Far gone. 0-0 here at Molineux between Wolves and Slovan Bratislava in the Europa League Grp K. Braga and Besiktas playing in their match, and we'll keep you up to date hopefully with that. As the corner comes in from the near side, a little flick at the far post, and there was a chance there. Flick at the near post, and then there was a chance at the far post. There's a flick, and I'm not sure who got the final touch. It was 66 Bakic who got the touch in the end. And it was Morecki, who wears 81, would you believe, who gets the touch, and the number 66 Bakic, who touched the ball about 4 metres wide of the far post in the end. A real genuine chance of the game. Now number 60 Camps gets the ball forward, and the flag is stayed down again. And here's Sporar across the face, and a good tackle there. And it had to be there from Vigari because Ibrahim was also in there too. Dendonka in fact got back. There's the ball forward, and the flag stays down. And I think the referee and the linesman were right. By the way, Sporar was onside. The ball played across there, and well, Dendonka had to make it, and he did, because number 21 De Silva was closing in on that. Any changes at Ibrox and Old Trafford? Scott Arfield, in fact, former Clarity, is on the bench for Rangers tonight, just to let you know. So a little bit of a dicey moment with almost 7 minutes gone for Nuno Santos' side, as the corner is going to be taken by Dragic on the far side. Dragic with the corner. Far side towards the far post. Header one at the far post by Abina, and the header goes into the side netting and behind for a Wolverhampton Wanderers goal kick. Wolves just a little bit on the back foot here at the moment. As Bigari now touches it back. Big Mike for Kilman here. The young lad. Big stage to make your debut. To make a real European debut. If he could make a name for himself tonight, that would be truly amazing, with 7 minutes of the first half gone. As Traore makes a good break down the far side. Really good football again from Wolves as they go towards the edge of the penalty area. Might get a shot off here. Chance here now on the edge of the area, and it was a struck by Jimenez, and then another shot back in, deflected, and a good save by the goalkeeper Grief. There was a shot that came from just outside the penalty area, takes a huge deflection, and Grief, who's going one side, I think he was going to his left, he had to adjust to his right, and he made a super save. And now at the other end we've got Dragic now on the far side. A really good piece of goalkeeping that. Here's Ibrahim, about 25-30 yards from goal. Now the ball out to the far side, and the cross comes in, and number 17 here, Mediev, has gone down right by the near touch line, under a challenge there by Dendonka, and or Vigari rather, and I think he's been penalised, Vigari. Well, it's all action stations here tonight, I have to say. So Wolves under a lot of pressure here. They like to take the game to the opposition, but they're not doing so here. There are one or two technical issues at the moment, so I do apologise if you're not hearing too much in the way of commentary. BT will be notified in the morning. watching this game through the BT Sport coverage of the match, and at the moment we're having a little bit of difficulty with this at the moment. So I do apologise if you're not hearing any commentary. Hopefully you're not missing any crucial moments of the game, but we are having technical problems once again. It really is frustrating at the moment. But let me just keep you, whilst we're waiting to get the commentary going again, let me just keep you abreast with what's happening. Manchester United can actually qualify with a win at the moment. 0-0 between Rangers and Porto, but Porto have come close in that game. Remember, they drew 1-1 the other week. So let me just keep you abreast of what's going on elsewhere. We've had one or two problems here, and this is not great at the moment. So let me just give you the rundown of the scores that we've got so far. Wolves 0, Slovan 0. So 10 minutes gone in that one. We'll pick that commentary up in a second. Elsewhere, Man United 0, Partizan Belgrade 0, Rangers 0, Porto 0. Earlier tonight, Alkmaar 5, Astana 0, Apple 2, Karabag 1. Delange 2, Seville 5. So plenty going on at the moment. In fact, we'll view all the scores as we get them. Borussia Mönchengladbach 0, Roma 0, Pellets 0, Istanbul Basaksehir 0. Burnley met them last year, of course, so we knocked them out in an early qualifying round. Braga 0, Besiktas 0. That's a game that's actually concerning Wolves in there. And yeah, please don't call me bro, because I'm I'm nobody's brother, honestly. Rossi's on. Good evening all. Well, we'll hopefully we'll have a game to try and bring you. We've just lost the pictures a bit, but we'll hopefully get them back until we'll be able to carry on with the commentary. But it's 0-0 as things stand at the moment, so we'll persevere with the latest scores as we got them. We'll persevere with that. Just make Chief or Squire will do, New Caton. I don't like the I don't. Yes, quite. Okay, that's enough. That's enough now. Let's try and let's keep the conversation going. Yes. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Now, can we just? Right. That's it. No. Right. Hopefully, now we can get some football back and do you some commentary as well. Hope we've just lost. No, don't be sorry. It's okay, mate. We're now back live with you, hopefully, in a couple of seconds, and we'll bring you commentary. That's what you came for, and that's what we're going to give you here from Molyneux tonight. We've just lost a few pitches, but I can tell you it's still 0-0 in the game between Wolves and Slovan, and it's 0-0 in the other game. Roma are 0-0, Manchester United are 0-0, so New Caton, I'll keep you across Manchester United for you tonight. As soon as we get any scores, I'm sure Russ will bring you some scores too. So hopefully we'll bring all this to you. Now we are back now. 13 minutes gone, and Wolves now have a corner. And the atmosphere now cranking up inside Molyneux as Martinho is about to take this corner. Can Wolves, just to remind everyone, any Manchester United fans, New Caton is a Manchester United fan. I've seen one or two of his vlogs and they're fantastic. If Manchester United win tonight in their match, they go through to the knockout rounds. Wolves could take a big step here tonight. Considering the other game is 0-0. Here comes the corner from the far side into the penalty area. And now it comes to number 9 here. Oh, it's Neto rather. Neto turns a couple of paces. Now plays the ball back. And now Neves takes possession. Wolves now looking to break away. Well, are Wolves causing Villa problems on Sunday? What are your thoughts on that? Well, I think they've been a bit behind the 8 ball tonight, I have to say. Wolves, they've been a little bit sluggish, and Bratislava have had a couple of half chances. So the game's starting to pick up a little bit in this opening quarter of an hour. Here's number 49, Kilman. I think there'll be a few changes for the Villa game on Sunday. That'll be a good game, that one. I'm sure of that. Oh, but that won't be the game we'll be covering. That will be our main match on Sunday. Will be the big one between Liverpool and Manchester City. And of course we've got FA Cup action tomorrow as Wolves go forward here in the Europa League. And the ball right across. And in the end it was well dealt with. And now we've got Medvedev now playing keep me uppy. Deep inside his own half of the field. Wolves have won the ball back, however. Here's Traore for Wolves. Of course, Villa won 2-1 in the League Cup a week ago against Wolves. In a game that was truly forgotten about, unfortunately. It was a good game, that one. Good local derby, that was. But it got forgotten because of the Arsenal game. But the referee hasn't had too many great decisions to make. Chris says, I've been more worried about Wolves having to deal with Jack Grealish with a chip on his shoulder. Missing out on the latest England squad. And Newcaton's off to United Brighton. Yeah, you already subbed. You mean you're going to listen back? I think that's what you're saying. Anyway, here's Traore for Wolves, far side. Ball over towards the far side, and the ball is been prevented from going behind for a goal kick, actually, by Doherty, but it is a goal kick, or a throw-in still to Slovan Bratislava. I should say throw-in. Forgive me if I'm sounding a bit ropey tonight. It's my first commentary game in 2 weeks. I've been busy prepping as well. I've been at work today, and then I've had to start work on Droitwich Hamlet, who of course I'm covering tomorrow, so that's going to be an interesting game. Non-league football. We're going to be following non-league tomorrow night in the FA Cup. The opposition, of course, Carlisle United. And they've got a long journey down south on a Friday night. And we'll be able to bring you full 90-minute commentary. There'll be no extra time because in the FA Cup in the early rounds, up until round 4 these days, if you don't finish it in the first go, don't finish it at the first go, you have a replay the second time. So replays do count up to round 4, but we are not in the FA Cup tonight. We're in the Europa League, and it's Wolves in action. And Espanyol 1, Ludogorets 0, Sporting Praga 1, Besiktas 0. And that is a game that involves Wolves. So Braga now would go to 10 points if they were to win that game there tonight. Besiktas bottom of the group with no points from their opening 3 games, and it looks as if they could be knocked out by end of play tonight. But here's Traore in the game that we're watching for Wolves, crossing to the penalty area, well dealt with there by Bojikov, and out for a throw-in on the far side. Feyenoord have scored against the young boys. Bagunis with a penalty after 18 minutes, reports for us. So plenty of commentary to keep you entertained up and down the country, and up and down the land even. Here's Jimenez now for Wolves. I'll mention the bench a little bit in a second or two here. The Europa League missed out on some right good games in the Champions League, so hopefully Wolves and Slovan can put 1 or 2 passes together. Chris is reporting as well from Old Trafford. Manchester United can't string passes together at the moment. It's very sloppy. He's keeping his eye on Manchester United tonight, Chris, for us, and he'll be reporting via text for us tonight. So Newcaton will be kept up to date with what's events at Old Trafford. Let's have a look at Bratislava now as Ibrahim comes forward on the far side. A good player he is, number 10. Here's the number 11 again, Dražić. A few boos there from the Wolves fans at the moment. And here's the number 17, Medvedev. And at the moment it's just a case of keeping possession here for the Slovan Bratislava. Long ball forward up towards the edge of the penalty area once again. Medvedev is free on this right hand side. Can he size up across? Sporar is waiting in the centre. Still on the right hand side. The number 66, Bakic, chips the ball into the penalty area. It looks as if he was offside there. Indeed he was. Sporar, and it is a 3 kick to Wolves. 19 minutes have been played. Wolves 0, Slovan Bratislava 0. Espanyol have gone 2-0 up. Mamal after 19 minutes against Ludogorets. Not looking good for Ludogorets tonight, I'm afraid. Live on the JB Claret YouTube channel. Good to have you with us tonight. Keep your comments clean. We are a family programme. As the ball is spread out towards the far side again. Wolves again just keeping possession, not doing anything too dissimilar. Claudy now finds Kilman, left hand side. Wolves trying to get something going. Kilman gets the ball back, and now Cody now just hit a long ball through the middle. He's bound Traore out on the far side, the right hand side. Traore will run at the defender here, which is number 21. Which is number 21 De Silva. Now the ball out to the other side now, and it's a chance here for Vigari. Vigari, good play there. He's got to the byline well. Vigari with the cross, and the goalkeeper struggling. And the ball, I think, is headed behind for a Wolves corner with 20 minutes gone. Wolfsburg have taken the lead through Sarr against Ghent. 1-0 they leading that game. As Vigari now chips the ball back, and yeah, it needed a good defensive header. Vigari really chipped one up there towards the back. And I think it was Bojikov who got back there to make sure that didn't go any further than what it did. But a good little chip cross in there. Corner to be taken by João Moutinho. João Moutinho to take the corner for Wolverhampton Wanderers. 21 minutes almost gone. Moutinho from the far side, the right hand side into the penalty area. Not too many Wolves players actually going for that. And that was a little bit tad disappointing, because I think Moutinho is capable of a much better delivery than is expected. Lloyd Gretz have gone down to 10 men. Forster has been shown a red card in that game. Let's keep the comments to football. As the ball is chipped forward, and a lovely bit of play there now. Chance now for the cross, and and it was Wolves again in behind. It was Doherty with the run, and he still comes out to Vigari, who shoots, and he shoots just over. As he cuts it from the left-hand side, he must have been, 20 yards out, 25 yards out rather, as he shot. Better for Wolves. Remember, if they can win this tonight, they go to 9 points. And there's been a goal at Old Trafford. Mason Greenwood has scored for Manchester United against Partizan Belgrade. And if they win tonight, United, they qualify for the final 32. And that will reconvene in the middle of February. Next year, of course. New Caton's happy. Chris has also reported that there's been 2 big chances for United, but it's hit the keeper both sides. We don't have any score yet from Ibrox in a massive match for Rangers. So as soon as we get any scores from Rangers, we'll let you know. But just to let you know, Celtic have won amazingly. They've done the double over Lazio. Total attempts so far in the game: 5 to Wolves, 1 to Bratislava. Halfway through the first half, Wolves 0, Slovan Bratislava 0. Manchester United 1 up at Old Trafford. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer maybe getting the wheels turning again on the bus. As things stand, Arsenal drew 1-1 last night. I'm sure Mike Harniman won't thank me for that. I'm sorry, Mike. 23 minutes gone. A long ball forward and a chance here now. Shot comes in. And just wide. Just wide with the right foot from Jimenez. Wide of the right-hand touchline it was. Or the right-hand post, I should say. The good ball forward. Jimenez got it off right foot first time. I think, did the goalkeeper touch it? If he did, it was a great save. If it was, he did. It was on target. It's a great save. It's a great save by Grief. Terrific save. Corner taken from the left-hand side. Vigari's crossing towards the far post. And it's nodded away for a throw in the Wolves, almost in line with the 6-yard area. And now it was Bojikov who got that away. Still 0-0 here. 1-0 to Manchester United elsewhere. St Etienne have taken the lead in their game against Alexandre. Still Wolves knock on the door. 24 gone. Here's Kilman now to Connor Cody. Gets the ball back. And now Neves spreads it down to Jimenez. Jimenez now. looks to get the crossing in. He does first time, looking towards Neto, I think, on the far side. In fact, he's gone out for a goal kick. But much better, I think, from Nuno Espirito's side. They've really done terrific work. Chris has gone said, great finish from Greenwood. Rashford had played him in by the left byline. Greenwood cut inside and smashed it into the near post. A great finish, says Chris, up at Old Trafford. Down here in the West Country, down here in the Black Country, I should say, not the West Country. That's a bit further south than that. We're in the Midlands tonight. Wolves first foray into Europe since the days of John Barnwell and Richie Barker managed them back in 1980. And they had a great side. Emily Hughes, Andy Gray, John Richards, Derek Parkin and others. Paul Bradshaw was the goalkeeper in those days. And here's the Wolves side of 2019, looking to put one or two passes together, and that's a good ball, but just overhit there by Traore and Grief, who's made a super save already in this 26 minutes that we've been playing, He's producing the heroics again. 0-0. Wolves and Slovan Bratislava in action. Any goals that go in will bring them to you through Ross and through Chris. Halfway, way past the halfway mark of the first half. Remember, at half time we'll take a 10-minute interval where I'll just switch off for 10 minutes to get my breath back after 45 minutes back in the commentary box after 2.5 weeks away. I haven't commentated on a match for 2 weeks, although we did do Sheffield United, but that was a Russ and Mike commentary. Both of them did a dual commentary. If you haven't heard it, it's a good listen to on the archive section, commentary archive section. We have a commentary playlist from this season, and we've got all the games that we've covered live on this channel, or delayed, of course. We've got a couple of Burnley games on delay. Absolutely Anonymous says, oh, just a minute, I'm just going to go way back for a second, because Wolves had a little bit of difficulty getting back there as Vigari now tries to bring it away, goes past 2 Bratislavan players and goes past them as if he didn't exist, but then inexplicably plays the ball back to Conor Cody. I think there wasn't too much option further forward maybe for him, but it was a great bit of skill. Fantastic play there, and really was good play. 0-0, Wolves and Slovan Bratislava, and of course I'll be at Droit. We'll be bringing you the FA Cup tie tomorrow, involving Carlisle as they go away to Droit Hamlet. I think that's how you pronounce it. And then I'll be at Anfield, of course, for the big one on Sunday. The big game that could really have a big impact on the Premier League title race. Manchester City travel to Anfield against Liverpool on a ground that City have not won since 1981. And Partizan apparently have hit the crossbar at Old Trafford. Romero's been lobbed, but it's hit the bar and gone over. This is Jimenez for Wolves. They play Aston Villa on Sunday here at Molineux. And we'll keep you abreast of that one during our coverage of Liverpool against Manchester City. What a game that really promises to be. Now, goal alert from the game in the other group, in Group K. Sporting Braga 1, Besiktas 1, Boyd with the equaliser. Now that could be a key goal. And if Wolves were to win tonight and it was to stay that way, Wolves, I think, would go top of the group by a point. Here's a chance now for Jimenez. Just can't keep it in play as the ball was whistled down the right-hand channel. And in fact, Bozikov got it out, I think, for a corner, was it? Is it a corner? Or they're giving a goal kick? I think he's given a corner, is it? I'm just trying to work out. No, he's giving a goal kick. 28 and 3/4 minutes gone. Wolves 0, Slovan Bratislava 0 here at Molineux. Rangers, I believe, are still 0-0 in the game against Porto. What a game that could well be. And if they can emulate what their Glasgow neighbours Celtic did, it'd be a great night for Scottish football up there if they can win at Ibrox tonight. But here at Molineux, it's still 0-0. Rabiu Ibrahim got Rabiot on the back of his shirt. I'm just going off the names that I've got on my team sheet here. I think Nuno will be a bit disappointed they haven't taken the chances, but it's a great, brilliant, and Russ has got a new studio going at the moment, apparently, which is not finished yet. He's also unavailable for commentary. You won't hear Russ now for a couple of weeks now because he's in the middle of a house move. So we wish Russ all the very best with that. So the next 3 commentaries, including tonight, will all be with me, including a big one on Sunday. What a game that promises to be. We're bringing you 3 games of different kinds. We've got a real proper cup tie feel to tomorrow night's programme, and then on Sunday afternoon, what a match to bring you. Manchester City away at Liverpool on a ground they've never won since 1981. Corner to Slovan Bratislava. Vigari's challenge. Half an hour gone, still no goals to bring you from this one here. No goals in the game between Rangers and Porto. 1-0 to Manchester United. Earlier tonight, Lazio 1, Celtic 2. Yes, you heard it. Lazio 1, Celtic 2. They've done the double over the big Italian giants. A team that Gascoigne used to play for. Now, Dragic now with the corner for Slovan. Can they sneak in front the Slovakian side? Into the penalty area it goes. It's headed only half away. They still keep possession on the edge of the area. The number 6 to Camps gets the ball forward. Chipped in towards the back post. Shot comes in. I think it was Ibrahim who struck it with his left foot. And it was deflected away. Still not away yet. Now the number 21, De Silva with the cross. Flicked on. And in fact flicked behind by Moutinho for a corner to Slovan on the other side. Russ says same house but moving to a bigger studio in the house. Right, I'm with you now. And it's nice to have you all with us tonight. Hopefully you can all join us again in 24 hours time for live commentary of Droyish Omelette against Carlisle United in the FA Cup. 4 corners apiece in this Europa League Group K game tonight. And here's the latest one to be taken by Dragic. 8th corner in all. Dragic to take from the far side. Into the penalty area it goes. And it bisects everybody in the penalty area. It goes behind and behind for a goal kick to Wolverhampton Wanderers, I should say. Well, it's been an all-action first half, but no goals to bring you. But who knows what might produce. We haven't had too many goalless draws this season. I think we've had about maybe 2 out of the 25, 26 games that we've covered this season across the spectrum. Of course, I was very gutted to find out that we couldn't cover the. I was very disappointed that we let the game slip through the net. Now, what's happened here? We got an injury down on the far side. I can't tell you who it is because the numbers turned back to me. Referee all pink in a pink shirt, black shorts and pink stockings involved. This is the challenge. I think it's number 21, De Silva, who's injured. I think in fact it's DeMarco. In fact, Maraki, DeMarco Maraki, 81 he wears. Is it any wonder we get? Is it any wonder we get? Is it any wonder we get confused? But one thing I can tell you at the moment, it's 0-0. More happening at Manchester United than it is here at Molineux because they've had a goal in that one. Russ and Chris are on the field today watching that one between them. But here in this commentary match that we've got going for you here tonight. There's been a second goal at Old Trafford, 2-0 to Manchester United now. Partizan Belgrade being ripped apart. I'm showing how Manchester United 1 foot in the last 32. Meanwhile here at Molineux, as a shot comes in from over 20 yards and it's well fielded. In fact, Sporar with the shot. And it's left-footed and it was easy one there for Patricio. It's Anthony Martial who's got 2 in 2 games now. Anthony Martial, well done to him. Well, it wasn't 2 in 2 games, I should say. We lost 1-0 to Bournemouth. I was just about to think then. Anthony Martial has scored for Manchester United. And about time there. Now they lost 1-0 to Bournemouth. That's got myself mixed up a little bit. The ball goes back to Grief. Grief with the kick, and that is spelt Greif, by the way. Tony Marshall scores. £50 million down the drain. Well, he scored. I don't think it's 50 million down the drain if he scores. Are you looking at? Are you one of those players that wants to see him gone? So, obviously Russ has reported what Chris has just reported. Tony Martial scores again. Is that what you call him, New Caton, Tony? I like your style, mate. Anyway, back to the game here at Molineux, it's a Man United chant. Oh, right, okay. Good wing play on the right by Rashford. He laid it towards the penalty spot, and Martial left foot rolls it into the bottom left. Okay. I'm going to report with multiple accounts. John Wright. Nice to have you all on board tonight, I have to tell you. Anyway, 0-0 in this one. And it has to be said, it's just quieting down a little bit this match. As the ball now is led in now, we've got a chance here on the far side here. Mendiev with the cross, and it's turned out for a throw-in. Level with the edge of the Wolves penalty area. So Slovan Bratislava to a goal in Germany. Fazio on goal in the game in Germany. We'll just break off for a second because we've got Slovan on the attack. And the cross came in, and I think there's been a flag up, is it, for offside, or is it a handball against Jimenez? Or João Moutinho, I should say. So, whilst that free kick is waiting to be taken, and I think that's a little harsh considering he's 3 yards away, but he did have his hand up, to be fair. Braga have taken the lead against Besiktas for a second time. That's Paulinho with the goal. Fazio has scored in that game against Mönchengladbach for them against Roma. So free kick here. Number 6, De Camps is certainly one who could fancy this. It's going to be flipped in by the number 11 towards the far side, which was Dražić. It was a good free kick actually by Dražić. And Doherty had to get that away. It's a throw-in on the far side, almost again in line with the edge of the Wolves penalty area. 37 minutes gone here at Molineux, and it's Wolves 0, Slovan Bratislava 0 in the Europa League. Remember, Wolves have won their last 2. They won again Slovan 2 weeks ago and come from behind. Shot coming in, and it was the first time they come from behind in a European game since 1973. It shows you how good an achievement that really was. Meanwhile, the Wolves side, they're the good side again in those days. Derek Dugan being one, of course. Derek Dugan, Phil Parks, the goalkeeper, of course, and several other great names, of course. Mike Bailey was the captain, of course. It was the same side that won the League Cup final later that season. At Wembley, they beat Manchester City 2-1. Law, Lee, Marsh, and all. And tomorrow, Russ will be texting on the game between Norwich and Watford during our cup coverage tomorrow. So be sure to be listening out to Russ on that one. But we've got cup tie action tomorrow night, and we're going to show you proper football. We're going to bring you proper football now tomorrow. You know, when it's the first round of the FA Cup, it's always a nice one. It's the first time we've ever ventured into the first round as a YouTube channel in the FA Cup. So we're looking forward to bringing you the flavour of the cup from the first round. We'll bring you a live commentary from each of the first 2 rounds, and then there'll be at least 2 or 3 commentaries from round 3 onwards all the way through to the quarters, and then both semi-finals hopefully, and the final, of course, work and stuff permitting. The FA Cup is always a a real sight. And of course we've got the Euros coming up, the climax to the Premier League season, of course, in the second half of the season. Still a bit to go in the first half of the season yet. The League Cup, of course, the climax of that one. That's provided plenty of excitement. Not to mention a quarter-final draw on Radio 2. 39.5 minutes gone. 5.5 minutes rather to half time. Still Wolves 0, Slovan Bratislava 0. In Group K of the UEFA Europa League. And it has been a disappointing night so far. No goals scored, but really, it's not been what I want to try. And it's not been a bad match, but it's just been a little bit disappointing in places. But who knows? In the second half, we might just get a better thing of it now. As a good cross comes in towards the penalty area. And it was a good cross there. It was a good little run there by Traore, trying to make something happen there, positivity-wise for Wolves. Just quietened down as a contest a little bit this game, so who knows what might come up. Anyway, the ball's on the left-hand side, played in towards Jimenez, off the defender. Surely that must be a corner. Abida, it came off, so it is a corner. And it's 0-0. Meadow Shopping Centre near me, close to the flooding due to heavy rain in Yorkshire, which has not stopped all day. Bedell, that's in Sheffield, of course, and it has been raining up and down the country. It looks a terrific pitch here at Molineux as Moutinho from the far side swings the corner, outswinger into the penalty area. It's nodded behind for another corner by Dragic, so another corner for Wolves. 4 minutes of the first half to go. In fact, it was Mendiev who got back there and got that one away. So a corner then to Wolves. Starting tonight, second in the group behind Braga, who started tonight on 7 points. Wolves had 6. At the moment, Braga are on 10 points, as things would stand. And if Wolves were to win, they'd go to 9. Here comes Moutinho's corner. Again, deep one. The goalkeeper deciding to punch there, which probably in hindsight wasn't the best thing to do. The ball has now come to Traore. Traore had Moutinho on the touchline if he needed, and he's gone back to Connor Cody now, who can just set things in motion again. United playing with some real swagger at Old Trafford at the moment in that game against in that match as well. Another red card. Ludogorets are losing players in their discipline very quickly. I'll just break off for a second because we've got a break down the right hand side from Traore, and now Vigari has kept that in play to his internal credit and has kept the ball moving there for Wolves. Now a chance here for Neves to start pulling the strings again in midfield as we go into the final 3 minutes of the first half. Still goalless here at Molineux in the Europa League Group K as Wolves again try to break something down the far side, the right hand side, as we look here at Molineux. And here comes Sporar now trying to make something of it. He was on his own against 3 or 4 gold-shirted players. And here's Neto. Neto on the left-hand side for Wolves. He's only got one in the middle and he needs to pick him out. Neto gets the corner off Bartrich, and it will be a corner. And Traore's in a little bit of agony there. He's picked up a little bit of an injury. So Jarek Groaski has been sent off, second yellow, so a red card for the Ludogorets. I'm not going to make a prediction when I commentate on a game. You just have to listen to the commentary and find out. 2 minutes from half time, and Traore, I'm afraid to say, is not looking too good at the moment, but Wolves will probably play on. They've got about a couple of minutes to go, so I think we'll stop his time. So Dendoncker is forward. And Traore does not look at all good at all, as Moutinho will go short. In fact, he does go short. Gets it back the second time round. Now a chance for Vigari to get a good cross into the penalty area, and the header was won, and it was wide in the end, and behind for a goal kick. Lovely football this time from Wolves, playing a good 1-2. Vigari with the cross. Hard to tell, there was a little bit of a crowd scene there, and it might have been Dendoncker with the header, in fact. No, it wasn't. It was young Kilman who got the header in. Young Kilman. We're a bit high up here at Molineux. We're a little bit in the lap of the gods here. quite literally. So it's very hard to identify a little bit. 44 minutes gone. We're into the last minute of normal time here at Molyneux in what's been a disappointing first half in terms of goals here, because we've had a serious lack of them, but it's not been for the one to try. Now there's two Wolves players down in their own half. One is Traore. He's still receiving, still trying to carry on. Vigari now has it for Wolves as we go into the closing stages of the first half. I think Martinho, was one that went down, and then I think he just got back up again. So nothing to really worry about. So here we go again, and it's the ball played out, and that's going out for a throw-in every day of the week. That ball, there was never a chance there for. As we're going to have a one extra minute, and there's been a red card in that other game in Group K between Besiktas and Braga, which Braga are currently winning 2-1. Jeremy Lens has been sent off, or Lens rather, has been sent off for Besiktas right on the stroke of half time in Portugal. So Braga 2, Besiktas 1, but Besiktas have now had Jeremy Lens sent off right on the stroke of half time there. And that looks like a really tasty match there. And of course you can see highlights of all these games on the BT Sport YouTube channel after all the games are finished, of course, and includes the tremendous victory for Celtic in Rome as the attempted Rabona cross came in from the far side by Jimenez, but it's blocked away. We've got about 10 seconds of stoppage time to go. Wolves have a throw on in line with the edge of the penalty area on the right hand side, so we might just have one more chance here. No, I think that's going to be that really. The ball's gone out for another throw. We've played a minute, and the referee from Holland is going to allow this throw in to come in again, almost in line with the penalty area. In fact, he's not going to allow it. It's half time. So, well, it's been disappointing as far as the commentary game is concerned. We've had no goals, but we certainly had plenty of action elsewhere. But unfortunately, still no goals at Rangers either. But Manchester United 2 up at the moment. Wolves 0, Slovan Bratislava 0 as we walk off here. As they walk off here at Molyneux. It's not been a bad watch, really. It's been a good game. Plenty of incident, but not really anything really to get excited about in terms of good goal scoring opportunities. There was the one save from Grief in the first half, but apart from that, really, there's not really much really to write home about in terms of a spectacle. But it's not been a bad watch anyway. It's 0-0 at the break here, and half-time scores are coming through. So Russ and Chris will keep you entertained on the comment section. I'm going to take a 10-minute break. And after that break, we'll bring you full second half commentary of Wolves against Slovan Bratislava. But at half time here at Molyneux, I'm afraid to say we haven't had a goal yet. It's how are you, bro? Manny Banny, how are you? Feeling like Mr. Fantastic because money is like elastic. I don't know what that comment actually meant, but I'm not up to that standard yet. Anyway, we'll break off for half time anyway. 0-0 here between Wolves and Slovan Bratislava, and we'll be back with the second half. Manchester United leading 2-0, Rangers 0-0, and the news that Celtic have won 2-1 against Lazio. That'll gladden everyone's heart. So we're going to take a 10-minute break with the scoreline here: Wolves 0, Slovan Bratislava 0. Johnny's in 10 minutes time as the half times come charging through, and watch out for the comment section below. See you in 10 minutes. And a warm welcome back to Mo and you as the teams are just about to come out for the second half. Wolves 0, Slovan Bratislava 0. The Slovan side just waiting at the end of the tunnel. With one last discussion. And there's a few people who just think that I have to keep talking at half time. I've got a chance. I need to have a break at half time. People just need to, as Chris quite rightly says, I need to have a break at half time. It is very difficult to talk for 45 minutes. In fact, we're going to do a video about the rules for this because you guys, some of you guys, and it's only a minority, still keep wanting to swear. It's a family show, and I want to make that absolutely crystal clear to everyone that joins us tonight that this is not, the comment section are not there to be sworn to keep you to swear or anything like that. There are youngsters listening to this who will see this, and we don't want them bad influenced in any way. I'm sorry, but that's the way I'm feeling about it, and there will be rules about this now because it's getting beyond a joke. Right, meanwhile, we're all set to go in the second half. Of course, Chris and Russell will bring you up to date with all the other scores as well. Chris is at Manchester United, and Russell will bring you across all the scorelines across. Remember, Celtic won earlier tonight, so this is an important one. As Chris makes the point that your commentary voice will never last non-stop for 2 hours of constant commentary. So away we go then, second half, 0-0 here on the JB Clark YouTube channel. Don't forget, JB Man of the Match will be back in operation along with the coverage. 65th minute, we'll tell you a bit about the voting for that. If you're new to us, we'll tell you what to do. But that's in about 20 minutes from now. Meanwhile, the start of the second half is up on us. And it's an early free kick here, as Bozikov, the captain, brings the ball away. He wears number 29 for his side. Wolves now attacking the goal to our right in the second half. So attacking towards their fans. Slovan attacking the goal to our left. And there's a small pocket of Slovan supporters to the right of that little, to the right of the stand. It's a big two-tiered stand that Slovan are attacking, built a few years ago. Wolves made expensive improvements to see if they capitalise on their Premier League place, which they lost in the end by being relegated in 2012. At the moment it's 0-0 between Wolves and Slovan in the Europa League. Wolves, of course, were in League 1 up until 4 years ago. Teams are back out onto the field at Old Trafford, and we'll keep you abreast of what's happening hopefully at Rangers, because we haven't had too much action there, and hopefully we'll see some. But hopefully Rangers can make it a good night for British football. Here's a chance now for Wolves inside the penalty area. Good football again, but the attempt to cross there by with Doherty was cut out. Now numbers for Wolves, right hand side, finds Traore, seems to have recovered from that little injury he picked up. He had a bit of a knock before the end of the first half, but he seems to have shook it off okay. Still Traore gets his crossing from the right hand side. It might come to Vigari. Vigari now will get the ball back. So it's the same 2-11s that started in the first half. And of course I'll bring you the two substitute benches. I haven't had a chance to do that yet, so we will bring you those two benches. Here's a chance now for Doherty. Finds Traore. Traore again on the right hand side. Back inside once again. Then Donker to Cody. Now the ball out towards the far side once again. Wolves looking to probe a way through here in this second half here on the JB Clark YouTube channel. Keep your comments clean, no foul language. We won't accept any language, and you will be taken off YouTube as a result. Oh, now then. Now then, is it given a penalty? I think he's given a penalty. It's a foul by Bozikov, and I have to say he's furious there. The Slovan captain, the referee from Holland was adamant that's a penalty, and the Slovan Bratislava players are furious. They think there's been a dive here. They reckon Jimenez has simulated. Let's have a look on the replay. Well, I have to say, I think that's not a penalty. I don't think that's a penalty. I don't think he's touched him there. I think they've got every right, Slovan, to be a little bit aggrieved by that decision. It doesn't look a penalty to me. Also, Neto is down on the floor. It is still a Wolves penalty, but I think that's a controversial moment, and I don't think that's a Wolves penalty, I have to be honest. As we see the replay... In fact, it's Neto. Oh, there is contact, but I think it's outside the box, you know. I think, well, the first 2 or 3 angles didn't reveal much. But having looked at that reverse angle, I'm starting to change my mind a little bit. Maybe Pozikoskov was a bit unlucky on one front. It's Neto who's gone down, not Jimenez, as I originally thought. There's going to be some time here. And whoever's taking the next penalty here for Wolves is going to have a bit of a wait here, because Neto is getting treated. I thought he dived initially, but I have to be honest now, looking at it for a third time, it's definitely a foul, but I think that's outside the box. I think the reverse angle we saw it from, or I saw it from, if you're watching the game as well at home on television, I think that's a third and reverse angle. I think gave us a lot of clues there. I thought he initially simulated at first. There's certainly an hole in his sock there, which gives you a big clue. I think the referee was right to give a foul. Was it outside or inside? That's the debate. Well, we've no VAR in this competition, so and the video assistant referee won't rule it out. They do have it in the Champions League, so it's going to be a penalty then to Wolves at the right-hand end of the ground. Griefer has made 2 magnificent saves in the first half to face it. And now Ruben Neves, shortish run up, right-footed, has the chance here to give Wolverhampton Wanderers the lead here at Molineux after 50.5 minutes. 5.5 minutes into the second half. Referee just checking for encroachment as Neves leers the whistle, runs forward, hits it right-footed, and he's saved brilliantly by Grieve, diving away to his right, the left as we look, and all Wolves get for that. It's a corner kick, and really, really good save. It was not the greatest of penalties, and Neves didn't disguise the penalty well enough. I think Grieve had a clue as soon as before he was about to strike it. And that is a poor penalty. I don't think you can make any excuses for that. And in fact, it's a goal kick to Slovan after all that. Oh my goodness me, we've had it all here, but yet we're still goalless. Would you believe it? 3-0 to Manchester United. Rashford has scored a cracker, I believe. Partizan Belgrade 0, Wolfsburg 1. Wolfsburg 1, Ghent 1. Yamachuk has just equalised for Ghent. And Espanyol through Campaniazo has just gone 4 up against 9-man Ludogorets, as the ball is now back with Patricio. The goal described by Chris is a lovely build-up play. This is the Rashford goal by the United left-hand side. Ball play towards the penalty area, and Rashford rifled it in from 12 yards. That's how the United goal happened tonight. Doherty now for Wolves, who have just missed a penalty if you just joined us late. A really poor right-footed penalty from Neves. Not in the pure genius category. Here's Neves now, looking to make up for his error. Finds Traore now as he runs into the area from the right-hand channel. Little chip ball in there, and a chance inside the 6-yard area there. Peel handball. I think he's given a free kick, in fact, to Slovan at Bratislava. I think Neves was trying, they were trying to claim was that there may have been an handball, but this penalty from Neves, it's so obvious there that the goalkeeper's going to dive to that side. He's going to dive to his right-hand side as he looks. And Neves, he gave the goalkeeper so many clues there as Patricio takes the loose ball and bowls it out. But Graf made a good save, but Neves helped him. Certainly, first of all, the run-up, which was so slow, it was unbelievable. And then the second, the way he's hit that penalty, and you knew straight away from his body shape that the goalkeeper, if you're looking at it from the goalkeeper's point of view, you knew looking at his body shape from the goalkeeper's viewpoint that he knew he was going to have to go to his right. And then he's hit the most feeblest of penalties, Neves. It's unbelievable. And Wolves have missed a glorious opportunity to go 1-up in this game. As Doherty tries to make a run, but the ball's overhit and it's out for a goal kick for Slovan Bratislava. Well, we had everything here apart from a goal. Controversy, was it an in or out? And then one of the most feeblish penalties I think I've ever seen for a long time. And I think I've got to tell you, most of Molineux can't believe what's just happened there. I can't believe my eyes either, because I felt that was a genuine chance for Wolves to win the game, or to get in front in the game, and Neves has flushed his line. It's not the first time we've seen a missed penalty here at Molineux this season. Of course, we covered Manchester United, of course, when they visited Molineux in the Premier League. They got a penalty which Paul Pogba missed. So it's not the first time we've commentated on a missed penalty here at Molineux this season. Because the Wolves, of course, started the European journey against Crusaders of Ireland, which we covered the first leg here on this channel, and of course Ashley Young gets the assist for the goal against Russia. So Manchester United certainly definitely going to qualify without a doubt for the last 32 here tonight, which takes the pressure off a bit for the final two games. Wolves still not sure of their place yet. They really do need to win this game tonight to give themselves a real opportunity of qualifying themselves. Rangers, I haven't heard anything from them at all tonight. One of the guys can give me an update on what's happening at Ibrox, that would be amazing. Celtic have been amazing this season as well in the Europa League. They had a great win against Lazio 2 weeks ago, and they've repeated the feat again in Rome. 2-1 winners. That is an amazing achievement for Neil Lennon, who's now become the king of Rome, really, with that result. And it's not turning into a good night for Roma either, as it's been kept in there, and it's a chance now for Wolves inside the area. Jimenez trying to turn, he goes down again, but it was a good tackle, in fact, by the defender, and the ball now breaks again for Wolves. The one ball which didn't come away. Now, 10 minutes of the second half gone. We've had it all in the second half, but yet we've not seen a goal. No goal in our commentary game so far. We've had a missed penalty though. So it's not as if we've been without incident here in this game. That's Chris's stats on the Manchester United game. I'm sure you can read that for yourself if you're listening along and watching this. As the ball breaks loose once again. And now a chance now on the break, and a long ball forward won't be the case in point here if they can get their skates on here. Good football here. And here's De Silva. And De Silva's cross is not a bad one. Still might come here 25 yards from goal. The ball laid in. They're trying to get De Silva in behind the defence down the left hand side, but it's well cut out. And here's the ball forward, but again a little bit sloppy from Wolves. That time it was Doherty giving the ball away. And now a chance now to come forward here, and it's Ruben Neves, or rather, sorry, Jimenez, sorry, not Ruben Neves. 56 minutes gone here at Molineux. Still Wolves 0, Slovan Bratislava, Slovakia 0. And still Wolves compounding on this door. Here's Vigari. Neves. Is there an opportunity in the offing? 25 yards from goal. They've got to work something here, Wolves. Yeah. And now the ball played out towards the far side. Jimenez did really well. Can they get the ball into the area? Jimenez again looking for it. Neto was in there too. Still Neves trying to pull the strings in midfield. Martinho to Neves. And the ball, a good ball to Doherty down the right. Oh, that was good play, but Doherty's cross was a little bit disappointing. Pepe has gone off injured for Porto at Ibrox, but I just need to know what's happening in the scoreline. Is it still 0-0? Rendered 1-1 the last 2 weeks ago in Porto. Good point for Rangers there. Well with a shout of qualification as the ball is chipped in there. Chance for Wolves. Got save again by Green from point blank range. Jimenez was in there. He's trying to stab it towards goal with his right foot. And it's still 0-0 against Rangers, and it's still 0-0 here. How has this not gone in? It's a terrific save. Martinho playing the ball in, and in fact it wasn't. It was Doherty of all people who got forward and tried to flick the goal here. Doherty of all people. Corner. Martinho just on the quadrant. It looks like it. 0-0 at Ibrox, and it's not been a great game by the sounds of it. Here's Martinho into the 6-yard area, and the header comes in. But it comes to Martinho again. Wolves now knocking on the door with 58 minutes gone. Here's Traore now for Wolves. Cuts inside down the right hand channel. Tries to run into the area. He goes down. The referee says no foul. Now Neves to the far side. Vigari now. Can he put in a decent ball maybe? No. There's only been one shot on target in the whole game up at Glasgow. Still 0-0 in that game. Still 0-0 in this game. But we've had plenty of shots at goal in this one. But including a penalty miss. And still we haven't had a goal. Are we fated? Here's Martinho into the area again. And the ball ricochets around. Well, Jimenez was in there. And it came off the defender. I think it was Boroskiov. As that ball comes in. It takes a deflection here off Ibrahim. And it goes behind for a corner. I think it is a corner to Wolves. Now the Molineux crowd starting to get behind their team. We're coming up towards 59.5 minutes. We're almost at an hour here at Molineux. Yet to see a goal in the game so far. Martinho to take the corner. Is there going to be a goal here for Wolverhampton Wanderers? In it goes towards the near post, and it's into the side netting. Jimenez was in there, so too was Kilman as well. But it's wide of the target in any case, and it's a goal kick to Bratislava. Slovan Bratislava, that is. We've had an hour. And just to remind you folks, that the JB Man of the Match will come into operation in 5 minutes from now. And I'll just tell you how to vote. If you're new to the channel, welcome along. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And of course, hit the notification bell. And of course, we have a Facebook companion page at www.facebook.com/JBClaret1983. Right, let me just tell you about the voting system for Man of the Match. All you've got to do is select the player of your choice. It can be a Wolves player or even a Slovan Bratislava player. You put the name of the player in the comments section, you hashtag it, and this is the crucial bit, you have to hashtag it with the hashtag JBMLTM for it to count. Meanwhile, we've got a free kick that Dragic is going to take. That comes into operation at 65 minutes, and I'll tell you exactly when to vote then. Dragic with a free kick, deep inside Wolves territory, whilst I was explaining all that. Dragic now chips the ball into the penalty area. It's loose inside the area, and the ball's been stabbed wide in the melee inside the penalty area. In fact, the flag had gone up in fact for an offside decision there, and it was Mediev, I think, that might have got in there, and in fact it might have been Bacic. In fact, I hope Maguire's been carrying an injury, it seems, or he's carrying an injury at Old Trafford at 3-0. I think Solskjaer will take him off there, and certainly will, I think, Chris. Unfortunately, one thing's for certain is we're not guaranteed a goal yet at this one. Chris has had three to report. I've had nothing to report. And Russ has been reporting on so many around Europe. No goals at Ibrox, no goals here. 3 at Old Trafford, Celtic winning in Rome. And Arsenal drawing 1-1 against Victoria. Possession, 66% Wolves, 34% Slovan. But at the moment, it's still goalless with 62 minutes on the clock. Here's De Silva, but he's run out of pitch on halfway, and it's a throw-in to Wolves right on the touchline on the near side, the right-hand side, down below me here at Molineux. Wolves 0, Slovan Bratislava 0 is the scoreline here at this famous old Molineux ground. It's a throw to Wolves in line with the edge of the 6-yard area. That's Bozikov who got the clearance away. Now, Doherty to take the throw in for Wolves. How it's remained 0-0, I will not know. Here's Jimenez trying to turn. He'll come for Doherty on the right hand side. Into Traore. Traore will run to the byline, tries to beat 2 or 3 opponents, and Bratislava get the tackles in. Good football again. De Silva now picks it up deep inside his own half. As the ball comes forward, and now a chance here for the number 11 to get motoring. That's Dragic, but the ball has beaten him out of play on the far side. It will be a throw into Wolves. A few enthusiastic Wolves fans who are trying to warm up, maybe waving their hands around, trying to warm up. They've seen each other. They've seen themselves on the B screen, I think it looks like. So there is their claim to fame in that 1 or 2 seconds there. At the moment here at Molineux, I'm afraid to say we haven't got a goal to bring you yet. But you never know, 25 minutes, it could still go either way. As Wolves again stop Sporar from trying to pull the trigger down the edge of the area. He turned rather viciously, and I think Conor Cody got a little tackle in and just put him off guard a little bit. 64 minutes almost gone. Time almost for the man in the match. I don't know what that last comment is supposed to be, but I would like to see a name in English, please. It's still 0-0. I do mention the score 2 or 3 minutes. If you're new here, we do a radio commentary and we do mention the score every 2 to 3 minutes. Okay. Here's Dendonka for Wolves. 0-0 is the score, incidentally. Here's Doherty now trying to find a bit of space. Remember, JB man in the match is coming up in about 30 seconds time. That will be a voting system, so for 25 minutes we'll have a voting system open. So if you're new to this channel, I'll tell you again and repeat myself again. But here's Rigari now for Wolves, and there's the cross, and it's gone behind for a goal kick. Still 0-0 at Molineux, still 3-0 at Old Trafford, still 0-0 up at Ibrox. Borussia Mönchengladbach 1, Roma 1, and Fazio has just wiped out his own goal. Sue says, just joining, it's just the first leg. It's not a knockout. It's not the knockout rounds. It's actually the group stages. We're into game match week 4 of this Europa League. So Wolves, if they win tonight, Sue, could go to 9 points, a point behind Braga, who are winning in their game against Besiktas. But at the moment, it's goalless. And Manchester United are heading towards the last 32 with 2 games to spare because they're winning 3-0. It's like the Champions League, but you play an extra round in the new year. So basically, it's just exactly like that. Nice to have you back with us. And it's been a nice surprise for everyone there. We were looking to do the FA Cup game, and now we're doing this. Sadly, we've not brought you any goals. Anyway, the voting for man in the match is now open. We'll tell you exactly how to vote in a second, because Wolves are on the attack here, and it's Jimenez on the far side, and in fact Neto, sorry, on the far side, and it comes off to Marco for a corner. So it's Neto making the break that time. The 7 is a bit of a funny one because it's got the number 7 but a line through it, and it did look like a number 9, so it does confuse the commentator a little bit. That's why the Premier League numbers and letters are easier to spot than these rubbish ones they've got on the backs here. Martinho to take the corner. Neves is in there, looking to make up for his penalty miss. Here comes Martinho's corner. It's a D1 towards the back post. Header was won. I think there was a bit of a push and shove there, which the Dutch referee has spotted, and it's a free kick to Slovan Bratislava, and it was a foul there by Neto. Is it Neto? No, it wasn't. It was Doherty, in fact, on number 30 and De Silva. So a 3, well, he might have been Meraki actually. Debut for England, appearance for England under 18. James Garner making his first appearance. He comes on for Fred. Now Russ Vernon has set the standard. This is how you vote. JBMLTM is the hashtag, and he's gone for Rabu Ibrahim of Slovan Bratislava. I don't know what that last one from Yazin is about, but it's nothing to do with the game. It's a live commentary, and if there's any name calling, you will be taken off YouTube. Meanwhile, back to the game here at Molineux, and it's a foul there by number 11, Dragic on Traore. Wolves looking on the door, but at the moment the Bratislava door is closed. Are we going to see a goal here? Wolves surely knocking on the door now as they come charging forward once again, but here's Ibrahim. He's nicked the ball away, and now there's a real opportunity here now. This could be a real problem because Here comes Sporra. He's done really well down that far side. Sporra now needs to get players into the penalty area. And again, Wolves get numbers back and does terrifically well. I don't know what Ismail was thinking there, saying goal. But there's nothing happening here in this one so far as Wolves now look to go forward. Another poor cross. Neto with the cross. And it's just the last bit from both sides that just lacked. Apart from 2 or 3 magnificent saves by Grief, it has been really, really wretched finishing from both sides, it has to be said. And we're going to see a substitution. We'll tell you what's been happening at Cutrone is going to come on now for Wolves. No, it will be a point apiece, Sue. It'll be a point apiece because it's on a league basis. It's a 6-game group stage, so it's played on a league basis. 3 points for a win, 1 for a draw. Neto is the man coming off for Wolves, and Cutrone is coming on. So Wolves, if they were to win tonight, Sue, would get 3 points and would go to 9 points because they already have 6 points from their first 3 games. Also, we're going to see another change here, and this time, I think it's Szynkowski, Ryan Kent has tested the goalkeeper at Ibrox, and Scott Arfield has come on for Brandon Barker. Well, wouldn't it be a turn-up if Scott Arfield was to score? Former Claret, of course, would be the story of the night. Certainly rivaling what Celtic achieved at the Lazio earlier tonight. 69 minutes gone. Ibrahim leads the vote in the man of the match. Name your player and hashtag it with the hashtag JBMOTM, please. And there's a long ball forward and a chance here for Wolves. Out comes the goalkeeper, and I have to say, Grief has been a magnificent. I'll tell you what, if I had a vote for man of the match and I was listening to this, I'd probably give it to their goalkeeper, Grief. I think he's had a marvellous match. We're going to see a substitution here. Please don't shout out goal unless it's to do with this game, because we... if you're going to shout out goal randomly, please don't, Abby. Please don't. But listen along, comment on the game, vote for man of the match by all means. But let's not have it spoiled for the rest of us. We're all on tenterhooks here. Let me shout the goal if it goes in. That's why I'm here. I'm here to provide the commentary. Anyway, 0-0. Still Ibrahim leading the votes from the man of the match. And of course, you're entitled to have your say. You've got 20 minutes to decide who's going to do it. Probably Neves. Neves, oh, he's hit it too hard across. He was looking, I think, for Jimenez, and he hit it with too much venom. And Jimenez was never in a month for Sundays going to reach that. It was an appalling ball, if I'm being honest, and straight to Grief, who's had a magnificent game in that Slovan goal. It has to be said, he's done magnificently well. And of course, if you haven't subscribed and you're new to this channel, get subscribing, hit the notification bell. You get more commentaries like this, and you get them on tap. Then there's been a turn up here, a goal at Ibrox. Rangers 1, Porto 0. What a moment for Morelos. He scored a fortnight ago. He scored there at Ibrox. 1-0 Rangers. Feyenoord 1, Young Boys 1. Spielman with an equaliser there. And De Poitre scored for Ghent. It's Wolfsburg 1, Ghent 2. They've come from behind in that game. Morelos with the goal. What a moment for Rangers. But we haven't had a moment here to really savour. Only a penalty miss. Isn't that just typical? We're missing out on the goal fun here at Molineux. Come on. I would love to see one of these two teams score, because it would be a huge moment in the group if either one of these two teams score. From an English point of view, we'd love it to be Wolves. Free kick given against... we could do with a bit of gold dust from you, Chris, now. If you could just make someone score for Wolves, maybe, or even for Slovan. I'd love to see a goal. At the moment, we're on course for a goalless draw. We've got about 18 minutes plus stoppage time to go, and believe it or not, we're still goalless. The fun is, unfortunately, we're not having much of the fun at the moment. Everyone else is talking about goals, and we haven't had one yet. Oh, I thought we might have had the goal of the night yet, from Jimenez, who struck a 35-yard lob with his right foot, but he struck it over the bar. So St Etienne have gone 2-0 up against Alexandra. Kamara with a goal there. Red card, Ranić for pellets after 72. And Espanyol have gone 5-0 up. Pedrosa against 9 men with a Goretz. Jack Clapp says, why can't Wolves score more than 1 goal per game? Well, they've had several chances. I have to say the goalkeeper actually has been magnificent for Slovan. Grief, I think he's been amazing. But it's Ibrahim that's leading the vote, his colleague, for man in the match, and you've got a chance to vote for your favourite player. At the moment, it's all happening elsewhere, and it's just gone. It's all gone a little bit quiet here at Molineux now, and I think the Wolves fans need to get behind the team a little bit, I feel. Rangers have scored again. Davis has just scored for Rangers. 2-0 they lead Porto. Great night for Rangers at Ibrox. Could it be still a great night for Wolverhampton Wanderers? They've missed a penalty early on in the second half rather. Grief has made a terrific two or three saves in the first half, but still no breakthrough. 74 gone. Wolves 0, Slovan Bratislava 0 in the Group K of the Europa League. Braga, I think, are still winning 2-1 against 10-man Besiktas. Davis with the goal for Rangers. What a night for Steven Gerrard's men. Here's Traore now for Wolves. Can they make something happen in the final quarter of an hour plus stoppage time? Something's got to give here. It's a great performance from Slovan. Their goalkeeper's been magnificent tonight. Here's Neves, who should have scored from the penalty spot. One of the most tamest penalties I think I've seen all season. Here's Traore now for Wolves. Can they get across it? The ball played back. Chance here by the penalty spot maybe. A chance here now as Neves shoots. It's a tame effort. And Neves gets the ball back a second time and then plays another poor ball. Figari's never going to reach that. Never since the penalty has been poor. It's got to be said. Quarter of an hour to go. Still 0-0. And I wish you'd send a cheeky text to Nuno here because he's tied up being... Oh, god awful. It's been a god awful first 10 minutes from him. His side at the moment. Oh, that's a silly foul. Silly foul. No, it's not a foul. I thought it was a foul. The referee's has played on, the Dutch ref. I think he's trying to let the game flow. Well, I thought that should have been a free kick to Bratislava, but never mind. Wolves have it. Far side Vigari now. Can he make something happen? Can Wolves make something happen? Espanyol have gone 6 up against Ludogorets, 9 men of them. Surely Wolves have got to score now. Sure they have to. It's 0-0 here, remember. Oh, Traore surely blocked off the ball. Referee says no. On the right-hand channel. Now then, can Wolves just find a way through? This Slovan Bratislava defence has not been for budging tonight. It really hasn't. Vigari now. Can he dig out a cross maybe? Ball played back. Neves. He needs a good moment here. Neves tries the shot and the header comes in. And in fact, the header didn't come in. It was cleared away, in fact. Mike's on. Hiya, lads. Hiya, Mike. A bit of a disappointing end to the game last night for your lads. And Spurs won 3-0 in their game as well. Still 0-0. We need... can we have that... Santiago, can we have that in English, please? Can we have that translated to English so that I can read it? I'm not very good with other languages, I'm afraid. English is the one I know. As the ball is chipped in by Doherty towards the penalty area. Now a chance inside the area. The ball played back. Surely a goal this time. No! Blocked again. And still the ball will not go in the net. I think Neves had a chance and it was blocked terrifically well. Credit to Slovan Bratislava because defensively they've been so sound. It's unbelievable. 13 minutes to play. Here's Doherty for Wolves. Surely something's going to come now. Here comes Traore for Wolves. Can they break through? They've got 13 minutes for stoppage time. Traore into the penalty area. And a foul, I think, has been given. Oh, it's a penalty, I think. No. Well, no. Hold on a minute. There's a real serious injury here. And it's number 66 in trouble, which Pashic. He's fainted. He's fainted. There's a real emergency here, I'm afraid, because Bacic is cleanly knocked out and could well be in serious trouble here. This could be a critical time here because, well, there's a player gone down and he just didn't move. And there's genuine concern here around Molineux for Bacic because he was caught by a friendly foot of Jimenez and he just stood there for like 2 or 3 seconds motionless. He's been booked in as well. It certainly was dangerous play as he tried to flick it over, but he caught the defender there, Bacic, and he just didn't move at all for a split second. It was a real worry then. And let's hope he's going to be okay. Well, we've had all sorts of different incidents. We haven't had a goal to bring you, I'm afraid. So far, there's genuine concern. Ljubic is going to come on incidentally down below me, and I think it's going to be for Bacic, I'm afraid. And I just know it's not. It's a Slovan player that's been injured soon, but it's a really serious injury, I'm afraid to say. And it didn't look good. He just stood there motionless, Bacic, on the ground. It's a free kick to Slovan, incidentally. But the concern right now is with the player right now. Wolfsburg 1, Ghent 3. And I'm not going to attempt to pronounce the goal scorer's name. You can try yourselves at home. But we have genuine concern here because Bacic of Slovan Bratislava is in a very serious way, I'm afraid. He's injured in a very serious fashion. When he was kicked by Ruben Neves, Raul Jimenez, when he tried to overhead kick it, he caught Bacic, and Bacic was knocked to the ground. He was motionless, and players took both Wolves and Wolves and Bratislava players came round and helped him along. Physios were on in a matter of moments. There's a stretcher being prepared, I believe, down on the floor. And after all that emotion over the Gomez injury at the weekend with Everton, so well, it's still 0-0 with 10 minutes to play, but I think there's going to be probably 6, maybe 7 minutes of stoppage time. But the concern right now is not for the lack of goals in this game, it's for Bacic, who's really in a bad way. I've got to report this to you, really has been, and there's emotion down on the pitch, there's emotion in the area, there's a lot of concern here at Molineux right now. It's still 0-0, but we have a very large amount of stoppage time that's going to be added on. So we're going to have a late finish here at Molineux tonight. But the concern is for Bacic. He's in a bad way here, and there's a posse of about 10 or 12 people, including physios and paramedics, who are around the player, and he needs all the attention. I think the players need to move away from the situation and let the guy get some treatment and let the paramedics just do their job. This is a very serious moment at this moment in time. Manchester United, meanwhile, at Old Trafford have a problem with Scott McTominay. He's injured at the moment. They're taking all the time here with Keenan Bacic. I have to say, there's been no replays. I can categorically back what Chris is saying here, that of the incident, which shows the severity of it. It was a very awful thing. Neves is been booked, by the way, for that. I think he was trying to try an overhead kick. He was trying to do something spectacular. And what a nice sporting gesture from this capacity crowd here who are clapping to Bacic, and that is really brilliant. And I have to say, it's a marvellous gesture from the Wolves fans. And I just noticed there, and Chris noticed too, that one of the Slovan players is clapping and giving a thumbs up to the Wolves fans as well. That's a nice touch. Mike Harneman says #pray for Baric. I have to hopefully he'll be okay. I think it's very rare you see these sort of things, but we had this sort of thing with the Gomez broken leg thing the other day when Son, you may remember, got sent off harshly, although it was for dangerous play, but the red card has been since rescinded. But you could tell by his face, his reaction when he accidentally broke the guy's leg, Gomez's leg, that he was that there was pure emotion. He was almost in tears. The guy. The match will continue. We just wait. There will be Robert. There'll be a lengthy amount of stoppage time because this particular stoppage. I have to tell you, if you joined us late, we have a massive amount of stoppage time here. The players are trying to keep warm. I think the paramedics are taking all the time. There's some concerns looks there on the Bratislava supporters there. There's going to be more than 6 minutes. I'm guaranteeing you that, Chris. I think there's going to be about 7, 8 and 9, I think. It's just purely and simply because they have to take the precautions with an injury like this, really. What happened a few moments ago, Bracic got a kick in the face when and Jimenez tried to bicycle kick and he was knocked out cold, and it's definitely an head injury, and we all hope and pray that it's a precaution and that he's going to be okay, but it didn't look too good from what I saw at the moment. There's been no goal scored. We've got a big stoppage here. It's a big stoppage time, and we're going to have about 10 or 11 minutes. I think Russ might be on the money here. We've got 6 minutes of stoppage time to go, but we've had at least that incident, in fact, happened in about the 77th, 78th minute of the game, and we're still here now, 84.5 minutes into the game. Braga will go 3-1 up in the other game in Group K. Eduardo against the 10-man Besiktas. So that's going to finish here. Also away from this injury, I can tell you that Ibrahim's still leading the vote for man of the match, and we've got another stretcher coming onto the field. Stewards coming on. It's not a great sight, I'm afraid to see. We cover football matches every other week, and we don't usually get emotional. I mean, last season I covered Leicester against West Ham, and of course when the Leicester owner died in a tragic helicopter crash after the match, which was actually a great game up until then, and I was crowing about it, and we knew what you meant to, don't worry. And now we've seen something like this. It's sad to see, and I'm almost moved towards tears now. We're now in towards the 85th and a half minutes, and the paramedics are just taking no risk at all, and that's good. It has to be. It has to be done this way. There's going to be a huge amount of stoppage time, but it's a really emotional time here. The players are trying to warm up at the moment. It's still 0-0. We have had a stoppage now, which has gone on for about 8 minutes here. It's still 0-0, and everyone's now joining us here, picking up the commentary around the world. If you're listening to us around the world, tell me where you're all from outside England, please. Tell me where you're all from, because we'll give you a shout out. We'll give you a special shout out if you're from around the world, folks. But at the moment, the game has been stopped now for a good 9 or 10 minutes here. So we're going to have a lot of stoppage time at the end. The referee, he's had a good match, incidentally. The referee, Mr. Naduris, he's had a terrific game. And let's keep you up to date. There's been some goals elsewhere. St Etienne have a goal pulled back. Well, I can't read them out because comments are coming in left, right and centre here. But if you will, well, we all hope he's all right, tell him. Robert is from Los Angeles. Oh, I'm heard in Los Angeles. Well, I'm really delighted about that one, but obviously the main concern is for Bacic here. There's going to be a substitution. I don't think there's much doubt about that. We're now into the 87th minute, and we've been going now for almost over 10 minutes now. This is not a good. We're being heard in Los Angeles and Australia. It's good to have you all with us, and give us a subscribe and hit a notification bell if you're from there. We'd like to see a few Australians as well and a few Americans too. We've got one from The game will continue. It's just the fact that the paramedics here are taking their time. I think that's what's happening here. So obviously the players are concerned. The game will continue, but there will be a big amount of stoppage time going on at the moment. So rest assured, and the stretcher now is the player. Bracic is now being put on a stretcher. There's been no goals. There's not been any action for 10 minutes because of the injury here. It's been a good 10 or 11 minute stoppage time. So we're going to be in for a very late finish here, folks. It's a sad sight to see any player stretched off, even for... people need to understand when it's a head injury, it needs a good few minutes to deal with. So you've got to factor in all that, and there's going to be at least 10 or 11 minutes of stoppage time. And what a reception is, and well done to the Wolves fans in all of this. They've been very patient. They've given the guy a good ovation there. I'm hearing in the background. It's a marvellous. There's a lot of emotion there and a lot of concern, not just from the small pocket of Slovan fans, but from all the Wolves fans there. And it's a full house at Molineux tonight, and good to see him. They've got a paramedic stretcher there, and he'll be taken off down to the local hospital in Wolverhampton, and hopefully we'll get that. Jimenez has been confirmed as a yellow card. Some 10 minutes now. We've got about 2 minutes and about a minute of normal time to go, but there's going to be an awful amount of stoppage time. So this game is far from finished. Let me tell you now. So Baric has been replaced by Ljubitic. That was a substitution that was going to happen anyway. Here's now Slovan Bratislava. Now they'll want some extra motivation. It's a corner kick they've got. Came off Dendonka, and before Patricio could get back. Now this could be a moment for Slovan Bratislava. If they can win this game for their stricken man, that would be amazing, as Bracic sadly leaves us on a hospital stretcher. It's on a paramedic stretcher. It's a really sad sight to see. Right, Dragic with a corner now. Let's see if we can... 30 seconds of normal time to go, but there's going to be a massive amount of stoppage time. A massive, massive chunk. I think we're going to be looking at 11 or 12 minutes at least. As we go into the... and I'm not surprised it's 12 minutes. It had to be 12 minutes. It had to be 11 or 12. And, well, 12 minutes. So that now, if the players can get going now, it's still a game to be won. 12 minutes is a long time still, so let's not make too many bones about this. We've had all sorts of incidents. We haven't had a goal, but we've certainly had all sorts of different incidents, and we've had a sad injury to one of the Slovan players, and we all hope he's okay. You'll be able to check on the BBC website and all that. And but the news is that Bracic has now left the stadium on a stretcher. He's been taken to hospital in Wolverhampton. There's been a red card in the CSK Moscow game. And Alexandra have made it 2-2. And we're still 48 minutes into the second half here. We're in the 48 seconds into the 12 added minutes. Wolves looking to try and win the game. And it's now Baric is. I'm just hearing that Baric is now conscious at the tunnel. He's got his eyes open, and that's fantastic news. Please keep your comments. Don't shout out goal. That's my job to do it. So let's just keep the comments. Let the commentary breathe here. As Vigari now looking to try and win it for Wolves. Vigari now pulls the ball back. Neves, who's missed the penalty. Neves to Traore. Traore now running at defenders, running at all comers. If he can get the cross in, he can. He's dug it out towards the 6-yard area. It is a goal! It's a goal! It's Raul Jimenez from 6 yards out, and Wolves may have snatched victory. What a victory it could well be for Wolves if they can hang on here. In the second minute of 12 added, Wolves have done it. And it was Traore. We finally get in amongst the goals here tonight. And it looked for so long as if it was destined to end goalless. There's the header. And Raul Jimenez from 6 yards inside the 6-yard box. Gets his head on it. And nods it in, but what a lovely cross. Gets a little deflection, in fact. And it is Jimenez. There was also Catroni in there too, but it's Jimenez's goal, all right. But there's still a long way. We're still a long way to go before stoppage time's over, because we've still got the 12 minutes, and there's still 10 minutes to play. And at the other end, a chance here for Slovan, and oh dear me. So there's still a bit of stoppage time to go. We've had 3 minutes of the 12, but there's still a long way to go yet. Wolves have not won this by any stretch. There's still time for Slovan to equalise. But it's Jimenez's goal that's winning it for Wolves at this moment in time. But it's going to be overshadowed by a horrible injury to Besic in the second half. It was an awful injury, but the good news is that his conscience and his eyes are open. So that is good news. But we have a goal finally, and here's Jimenez now as he keeps that ball in by the corner quadrant on the near side. Please don't give the score away if you're watching it on if you're watching it on TV. Mike is making that point out. Some of us aren't watching the game. Please, please, please don't mention the score. That's something I'm going to have to mention in another video. But I tell you what, the viewing figures are as good as we've had them for a long time for a game that's not involved Manchester United, Liverpool, or out like that. A man of the match, Ibrahim. And well, I think we should give a joint man of the match. I think the medical staff as well. I think we should give a joint man of the match as well. And I think that's the right thing to do. So, and of course, the scores are coming in. Final score 2-0 to Rangers. A great performance from Rangers. Well done. Old Trafford, it's finished 3-0 to United. They're qualified now. Meanwhile, we're into the 5th minute of 12 here at Molineux, and it's still Wolves 1, Slovan Bratislava 0. That is the official scoreline here at the moment. I'm the man that's in charge, and I'm the man that shouts goal. No one else. 1-0 to Wolves. Raul Jimenez. Rangers and Celtic have all won. And also Manchester United and won. And Rangers, what a result for them. And what a big result for Celtic too. And if Wolves can hang on there, it would be a great full house tonight. And the only downside is that Arsenal, I'm sorry Mike, that they couldn't hold on for a 1-0 win away from home. But I think they'll still qualify anyway. We're now going forward again, Wolves, and the shot comes in from over 25 yards out again. Jimenez with the right-footed shot. Please, Jamie, don't give out the score. We've told you 3 times now, for everyone, stop giving the score. It's 1-0 here. It's not 1-1. It's 1-0. Can we get that completely straight, please? Do not start shouting goal or giving the scores. Please, please, please. You're spoiling it for everyone else's enjoyment. We've got a substitution here, and I'm sorry, but you guys are just ruining it for everyone who's not got a television set. I'm sorry, but it's true. We don't. It's great to have the comments, it's great to have the listeners, but please don't keep spoiling it. Anyway, meanwhile, we've got a substitution for Wolves who officially are leading 1-0, so let's not give out false scores. Johnny Otto is coming on for Brigana. He's had a good game, but it's a goal from Jimenez that's going to win the game for Wolverhampton Wanderers at this moment in time. But there's still a long way to go, and it still could either go either way. Mike is now, or Robert Russ is now enforcing it now. So here come Wolves now, trying to clear down that far side. 7 minutes of the 12 have been played. We've got about, I don't know, we've got about 5 minutes to go. Tim, full name, Wolves win me money. Well, you've got another 5 minutes to wait, Tim, if you're going to win a few quid off Wolves from the bets and that. Daniel has replaced our man of the match, Ibrahim, or joint man of the match. I have to give the medical staff from both sides and the paramedics a little bit of the glory as well. They did a magnificent job for the stricken Bacic, and they've got him conscious again, and let's hope that the news is good. As Patricio kicks, oh, that was a dicey little clearance, but it came straight to Ruben Neves in the end, and then Neves played another awful ball. 16-0 to Wolves, no chance. It's not going to end 16-0 tonight. Right, anyway, 8 of the 12 gone, so we've got, in theory, 4 added minutes to go. I don't think we've ever had 12 minutes for a live commentary game at the end of an extra time in 4 years, nearly 4 years of doing these live games. It's unbelievable, but the injury had to take a long time to sort out. But we're still playing on. Robert says, thank you for the commentary. Really appreciate it. You're doing a good job. Thank you, Robert. If you want to hear more of that, you've got a cup tie tomorrow. Just to remind you of what we've got coming up in the next few days. We've got an FA Cup game. We've got an FA Cup game to come from Deutwich Hamlet. And they take on Carlisle United. And we're just watching a replay of the incident there that... as we just see a replay again, they're just slowing it really down at the moment. I have to say it's an awful injury there. That as we go into the final 3 minutes now of the 12, and just to remind you that Droitwich Hamlet against Bennett's come on for Traore, incidentally. Deutsch Hamlet and Carlisle are a featured match tomorrow night. It's still 1-0. Please stop saying it's 1-1 when it's not clearly 1. It's not clearly 1-1. Still, we play on, and of course on Sunday. And on Sunday we've got the big one: Liverpool against Manchester City, top of the Premier League. I hope you can all join us for that. If we get over 1,000. If we get over 1,000 listeners for that, that would be amazing. So if you all haven't joined us, if you've joined us for the first time, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you'll get to hear both those games in full. Mike will be around on Sunday for that one, that's for sure. Still 1-0 to Wolves. We're now a minute or so away from the end of the game. Wolves on course for the 1-0 win, but it's still a minute to go, folks. As the ball comes forward again, there's a lot of subscribers upset at the amount of random goals that are being shouted out. Please don't keep shouting goal. That's my job to commentate and tell you what's happening. You make my job, you do me out of a job. Anyway, here comes the ball into the penalty area. Chance inside the area again. Jimenez was right in there again, and he's now gone down, I think. Number 14, Abina, was in there too. And Jimenez is now in the walls. Not as bad as earlier, but he's now been helped to his feet. As the ball is played in. And there will be a video about the comment section tonight. I feel I ought to make one just to make clear what the rules are and the standards I like the enthusiasm of some of you guys tonight, but you have annoyed a few people. We've played the 12 minutes now, and now it's down to the referee's discretion how much longer he will add on over the 12. This is Doherty for Wolves. He's checked his watch now. It's still going on, lads. Can we stop predicting again? And we will, and I will have a chat with Russ about closing the chat down, because it's an audio commentary. And can we have all comments in English, please? We've played 30 seconds over the 12 minutes. The referee is still playing on. I will tell you when the whistle goes. A long ball forward. That's aimlessly out of play on the far side. And now it's back to the goalkeeper. I've enjoyed the enthusiasm of everyone's comments tonight, but there's enthusiasm, and I'm afraid there's over-enthusiasm. as we go now into the 13th minute of the second half stoppage time, and still the referee hasn't blown, and he's in fact we have blown now, and it's the final whistle. We're playing a minute over the 12, and Wolves have won. Wolves have won. The final whistle has gone, and Wolves have won it by 1-0. Raul Jimenez in the third minute of stoppage time, but the game, I'm sorry to say, will be overshadowed by an horrible injury to Basic in the 78th minute, which saw him treated for a good 12 minutes and put onto a stretcher, and they had to do it carefully, so the game is overshadowed. There's not too much emotion, not too much joy out there. It's all emotion, it's all amicable, but we've had a late goal anyway. Jimenez, 2 minutes into stoppage time, has won it, but it's going to be overshadowed, I'm afraid, by that sad injury to Basic. But I can also report that he's fine, he's okay. Wolves now move to 9 points now in Group K, and Wolves, I think, just need a point, I think, just to make absolutely sure of qualification. Ronnie O'Sullivan 6, John Higgins 3. I thought he was playing Jimmy White, Panini. It's Jimmy White, I'm sure, but thank you very much to Tim, to Lewis, and to everyone else. As well, Jimenez gets a nice round of applause, but it's going to be overshadowed for that horrible injury, I'm afraid. It is sort of, you can tell what's been a great night, really. But let's concentrate on the positives. Arsenal got a draw. Arsenal need a point there, and so we won't. So it's not. So we will try and we'll have a discussion, but I'm sure we'll keep the chat open for tomorrow night. That's for sure. The stream is live. The stream is absolutely live. It says live commentary stream. I wish people would read the titles as we will be going now. As we'll be leaving you shortly here, but let's just recap on what's happened around Europe. I think we have to. The Slovan Bratislava fans, they're still in good voice, they're still in good spirit, and still in good harmony. That's good to see. I think that's nice to see. I think we've had a really good game. Thank you, Lewis. Right, let me check. Let's check what's been happening around Europe before we leave you, because it's been an awfully long. It's been an awful long night. But at the end of the day, JR Plazic, listen back. There is. I'm not. Listen back, please, because we're going to be leaving in a minute or two. Let's just concentrate on the positives as well. It was Basic who got injured. That's why we had the 12 minutes. Right, can I concentrate on the scores now, because we've got scores to bring you now. 4 times all these, because most of these games finished a long time before ours did. So let me just run through all the scores from tonight. So Group A, Apple Nicosia 2, FK Karabag 1. This is Group A, and F91 Durange 2, Seville 5. Group J, Borussia Mönchengladbach 2, Roma 1, Pellets 0, Istanbul Basaksehir 3. Group K, Sporting Braga, this is Wolves Group, Sporting Braga 3, Besiktas 1, so Braga stay top by a point, and Wolves, have, as you just heard, have beaten Slovan Bratislava by a goal to 0. Ruben Neves with the goal. Group L, Astana 0, AZ Alkmaar 5, Manchester United 3, Partizan Belgrade 0. So Manchester United, I think, have gone through now. In Group B, Copenhagen 1, Dynamo Kiev 1, and Lugano 0, Malmo 0. Group C, Bâle 2, Getafe of Spain 1, Krasnodar 3, Trabzonspor 1. In Group D, Lask 4, PSV Eindhoven 1. What a fall from grace from the former Dutch champions. And Rosenborg 0, Sporting Lisbon 2. In Group E, SC Cluj 1, Rennes 0. And that big result in that group, Lazio 1, Celtic 2. In Group F, Standard Liège 2, Eintracht Frankfurt 1. That's in Arsenal's group, by the way. Arsenal drew 1-1 last night against Victoria. Group G, Final 1, Young Boys 1, and Rangers 2, Porto 0. What a result for Stephen Gerrard's men tonight. In Group H now, Espanyol 6, Ludogorets 0. That's 9 men, Ludogorets. And Fenerbahce 0, CSKA Moscow 0. There was a red card in that one too. Alexandra came from 2-0 down to draw 2-0 with St Etienne. And finally, Wolfsburg 1, KAA Ghent 3. So they are all the full-time scores. Let me give you the group stage. Groups, if we got it. Seville are now qualified from Group A. Apple in second place with 4 points. Karabakh have 4 points and Delange have 3. So second, third and fourth is quite bunched out. Group B, Copenhagen and Dynamo Kiev joint top with 6 points each. Malmo behind by a single point with 5. Lugano have 2 points in fourth place. Group C, Bal top with 4 points with 10 points. Getafe in second with 6 points. Krasnodar just behind them with 6 points. Trabzonspor with just a single point in fourth. Group D, Sporting Lisbon top by 2 points from Lask and PSV Eindhoven, who both have 7 points each. Rosenborg yet to score from any of their 4 games and they're out. Celtic top of the group, and I think they might be qualified, I think they've qualified. Celtic, I think, have qualified with those 2 magnificent wins against Lazio. Kruniger second place, and it's going to take a minor miracle for Lazio to even peg back second place. I think Celtic and Cluj are going to go through there. Rennes completing the table in Group B with a solitary point in fourth. Group F, Arsenal have a 4-point lead from Standard Liège in second place. They have 10 points, Arsenal, to Standard Liège is 6. Frankfurt also are third place, also with 6 points. Victoria have 1. That was the point last night. And Group D, Young Boys have 7 points, so too with Rangers, but Young Boys are top. Feyenoord have 4 points and Porto have 4 points. So it's not all over yet for Steven Gerrard's men. They are in a great position. They've just got to take another maximum 3 points, maybe at Ibrox, and they'll take themselves into the last 32. Group H is like this. Espanyol are 4 points clear of Ludogorets, who lost tonight. They're still second, as I say, but they've lost 2 men now for the next game. Fenerbahce are a point back in third place. CSKA and Moscow have only 1 point. Group I, Ghent are top by 3 points. They have 8 points to Wolfsburg's 5. Then comes St Etienne and Alexandra, who have 3 points each. St Etienne third, Alexandra fourth. Group J, Istanbul, Basaksehir, who Burnley knocked out in the second qualifying round of the competition last year. They're leading with 2 games to go with 7 points. They have a 2-point lead from Borussia Mönchengladbach, who won tonight. Roma lost tonight and have 5 points, same difference. And Pellets have 4. So that's actually quite an open group there. Group K, our group tonight. Sporting Braga have a 1-point lead for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Fantastic result for Wolves tonight, and despite the fact that we had that horrible injury there. Braga won 3-1 in their match against Besiktas, who have now lost all 4 of their group games and now will trudge out. Slovan Bratislava are 5 points to have Berber back. So Wolves, in theory, just need a point to make certain of their place. And finally, Group L, Manchester United have qualified with 2 games to spare. They won quite handsomely 3-0 tonight. They have 10 points from their 4 games, but still need to win the group, really. So AZ Melkmar are only 2 points behind. Partizan Belgrade, who United beat tonight, have 4 points. Astana yet to register a win. They've lost all 4 tonight. And that brings you up to date with Europa League action for tonight. Thank you very much to everyone who's joined me tonight. And there's going to be a lot of people. And hope you can all join me tomorrow night, 24 hours time, in fact. We've got FA Cup tie action to bring you as well. Let me just tell you what we've got coming up. We've got 2 magnificent games to bring you commentary-wise. Tomorrow we've got we're back with the FA Cup. The FA Cup returns, and for the first time ever in JB Claret commentary history, we're going to bring you coverage from the first round onwards. The first round onwards. And our feature match tomorrow in the FA Cup is... Let me just tell you, the FA Cup is Dulwich Hamlet against Carlisle United. That kicks off at 5 to 8 tomorrow night. It will be at Champion Hill Stadium as Carlisle make the 600-mile round journey to Dulwich. What a game that's going to be. That's going to be live on the JB Claret YouTube channel. Full 90-minute commentary of that one from Champion Hill. And then from that to, well, I say, well, champion is probably a nice word, really, because we could have two champions elect. We'll certainly have. We've got the current champions of the Premier League against the pretenders to the crown, because it's Manchester on Sunday evening. We've got Manchester City against Liverpool. We've got that one live on Sunday afternoon, and that is going to be a cracking game, I can tell you now, because that's going to be 4:30 kickoff. We'll be on the air about 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock to 4:15 to bring you the build up to that game and full match commentary on what could be one of the pivotal games of the season. Don't you dare miss that commentary, because I assure you it's going to be an absolute cracker. And of course we've got the Premiership of FIFA, we've got FIFA 20 stuff, we've got the Premiership in editing mode at the moment. We're going to do a bit more, I'm going to do a bit more editing for that, and we'll have featured games from round 4 of our version of that. And there's going to be other stuff taking place. We're going to buy in more PS4 games, sports related, so snooker and cricket are going to get the JB treatment as well over the next few weeks as well. So plenty to look forward to there on the JB Claret YouTube channel. We brought you Wolves' victory tonight, but I'm afraid it was overshadowed by a horrible tackle on Bacic, which saw the Slovan player stretched off, and it took 12 minutes, and we had 12 minutes to stop time, and in the second minute of 12, well, it turned out to be 13 in the end. The guy, Raul Jimenez, got the winning goal. A terrific goal it was, but our concern is Bacic. The man of the match, incidentally, was Ibrahim, but we're going to share that with the medical staff, and I think we'll share it with Bacic as well. He did really well. So, fantastic performance. I think it's going to be we've got a cracking 2 or 3 days worth of football commentary. I'm not certain about Saturday yet. We'll keep our ears to the ground on that one. If there's any Saturday games, we'll announce that on the Facebook page, which is at www.facebook.com/JB Claret, if you want to check that out. So we have a dedicated Facebook page as well for that. Well, thank you to everybody, and thank you to Sue, thank you to Mike, thank you to Russ, thank you to Chris, Panini as well, and everybody else around the world that's tuned into this game. I don't think we've had 465 comments for a match before, so and it was just a bog standard game between two sides that you wouldn't necessarily think were popular, but there you go. If we can get that sort of rating and sort of comments section on Sunday, that would be amazing. But join us tomorrow for Dulwich Hamlet against. We'll be doing minute silence. They'll be doing minute silence as well. Don't forget Panini's channel before we go. Forest Derby or Sunderland Gillingham at 1 p.m. He'll be on Saturday. So if you're wanting your commentary fix, Panini's the man to comment, to go and watch, or to go and listen to on Saturday. They will play. Yeah, the last post will be played. And in fact, let me just make a point that at all football grounds across the country over the weekend, there will be there will be the last post played at every match played across the weekend, of course, and of course, no doubt there will be the last post as well. So don't you worry about that. That will all be covered as well, because we all want to remember the people that sacrificed in conflict over the last, who sacrificed themselves and died in conflict, sadly died in world wars and the like over the last 100 years. So don't worry about that. Yeah, and it's nice to know that you're laying a roof with your cadets, and well done as well to you to that. Right, I'm going to have to love you and leave you guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's been a long shift, It's been nice to be back behind the mic tonight, I've got to confess, but there was a worrying moment around about 78 minutes when I thought we were going to do that. But yeah, I'm really pleased that the guy that got injured, Besiktas, is going to be fine. He's, as Chris reported, and Chris told me, he's in the tunnel. He was in the tunnel. He's been taken to hospital as a precautionary measure. That's to be expected. But it's overshadowed what has been a remarkable victory for Wolves. They've moved to 9 points, and one more point surely will see them over the line. Manchester United won tonight, and Rangers and Celtic made it a clean sweep of British victories, with wins against Lazio and Porto respectively. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's game. It's been a long one, but it's been well worth it. From me, JB, I'll have a magnificent evening, and we'll be back again same time tomorrow evening. From me, take care. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.